Welcome. Welcome to this week's episode of Lilith's Alive Show. I'm really excited about this session where I'll help you to shift your money mindset from scarcity to abundance. Hi to everyone on the replay. Please say hi to me in the comments. And welcome to everyone who is already joining me here live today. Welcome. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Please say hi to me in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're excited to learn in this session. Hi, Jill. Welcome. Hi, Nick. Beautiful to have you here, ladies. Hi, Therese. Hi, Deborah. Wonderful. Hi, Hannah. How are you all, ladies? Brenda, welcome. Hi, Annelie. Oh, it's so good. I have so many of my apprentices here today as well. I always love it when you join these sessions here. Amazing. So here's what we will cover today. First, we're going to talk about why a positive money mindset is key to realize your sacred healing mission. Then we're going to go through the common limiting beliefs around money that most healers or aspiring healers have. And we're also going to see what your specific limiting beliefs are. And then we're going to create positive affirmations to replace these limiting beliefs with, so that you and your mission are fully supported financially. And then I'm going to guide you through a full moon fire release. It's almost a full moon. It's the perfect time to let go of what no longer serves you, which in our case today is a limiting beliefs around money. And at the end of the session, I'm going to give you a super simple daily follow-up practice that you can use to keep shifting. What you're going to need, so prepare that if you haven't yet, is a pen, 2 pieces of paper, a candle, a lighter, and a fireproof surface to burn the paper on. Let me see who else has joined us. Hi, Vereen. Hi, Hannah. Hi, Charlize. Welcome, everyone. So amazing. People from all around the world here. I love it. Good. Gonna give you a minute to prepare the things if you haven't yet, so that we can dive right in. Now, what I love to start my sessions with, especially those where I'm digging a little deeper, is with a minute of silence, because we all have busy lives. I don't know what you come to the session from, but it is definitely something. So I want to help you to let go of everything that you don't need right now, right here. So let's just take a minute to become present with ourselves and with each other in this moment in time. So I invite you to just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And in doing that, just release any tensions in your body. And then just feel into your breathing. Take deep breaths in and out through the nose now. And as your breaths become deeper, your mind is calming down and you're landing in the here and now, in this moment in time, present with yourself on a deeper level. Now let's stay in this stillness for a while longer, just relaxing back into ourselves. And now you can gently open your eyes again and light your candle. And in lighting your candle, let's welcome each other into this space, into this session. Let's also invite our spirit guides, known and unknown, to join us here. May this session be for the highest good of all. Beautiful. Good lovelies. Now, before we dive in, I want you to feel into how abundant you feel right now. On a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being I feel poor and undeserving, and 10 being I am an abundant goddess overflowing my wealth out into the world. Just feel into which number is true for you right now. And then you can share your number with us in the comments if you want to. It will be really interesting to know where you're at now and where you're going to be at the end of this session. Not seeing any numbers yet. I feel I'm at an 8 today. That's pretty solid. Deborah is at a 4. Jill is a 7. Deborah, we need to up that score. Hannah is at a 6. That's not too bad. There's room for improvement, definitely. Good. So we have some work to do, ladies. So let's see if we can begin to shift your money set point in the session. So let's start with talking about what is a money mindset even. What is that? I like to define it this way. It's how we think and feel and what we believe about money and ourselves in connection to money, right? What we believe about money in itself, what we feel about it, but also what we believe about ourselves in connection to money. And this is really what creates our financial picture. So it's not your circumstances, it's not the economy, it's not the other people in your life. It is your thoughts and beliefs and feelings and how abundant or not you feel. And that will manifest as how much or little money you have. And that is great news because that means that you have so much power over how much money comes into your life. If you can take full responsibility for your financial flow and stop blaming others and stop making excuses, then you could start to receive more money immediately just by coming into your power and deciding that you're going to experience a shift. This is very, very, very powerful, right? Because a belief is just a thought that you think over and over again. So when we become aware of our limiting thoughts and beliefs around money and we can shift them, right? We can turn them into the opposite, we can transform them. And then we affirm that new belief to ourselves again and again. Our thoughts will shift, and when our thought shifts, our belief shifts and our feeling shifts. And from that, our reality shifts, right? We always manifest from our thoughts and feelings. So let's dive right into this. So, why is a positive money mindset key to realizing your sacred healing mission? So if you think you know the answer, please share it with me in the comments. Now, what I see a lot in the healing world is this belief that healers should not charge for their services, or at least not that much. I'm sure you've come across that one. Let me know if this is familiar. Now, I get where that belief comes from, right? So first there is tradition. Traditionally, the healers, the shamans, the medicine men, the wise women of a village were the ones to look after everyone's physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. And in return, the whole village looked after their needs. So they didn't need much money, right? Because they were given a little bit of money, but other times they were given food, clothes, livestock, everything that they needed in exchange for their services. Now, needless to say that today's world is very different. In most parts of the world, right? Definitely for all of us healers and aspiring healers who meet here on Facebook, we face a very different everyday reality, and few of us actually serve a local community. Now, in an international environment, money must be the exchange for our services, or else we wouldn't be able to offer them to most people, right? Since, another kind of exchange just isn't possible long distance. And even when we serve people as healers locally, we still need to pay for rent and taxes and food. So we need to charge money for our services. The other part of that belief that healers should charge little or nothing for their services comes from completely undervaluing ourselves, our gift, and what we have to offer. Many healers, they have come to be healers because they've led a tough life, right? I'm sure many of you can resonate with that. That's why we talk about, as shamans, as the wounded healers, right? Because we have often had difficult childhoods, very difficult traumatic experiences. And even though now we come into our power and we want to offer, our experiences as others in the form of healing, often we still have lots of wounds from what we've gone through, right? And that often, that often affects our self-worth and our self-love. So many healers just don't feel comfortable charging. So, what I often also see is that they make it part of their identity to be a martyr and just to serve others without getting anything in return or only donations. I mean, the truth is that they have a problem with their self-worth, and they just love being seen as somebody who sacrifices their own well-being for that of everyone else. But that is an ego problem, one that is rarely recognized as such. And the problem really is that those people then go on shaming other healers for charging for the services, and they also deprive the people that they could help of the chance to fully receive from them, which only works through an energy exchange. Life is a flow of giving and receiving, and when you fully allow yourself to receive something valuable from someone else, then you naturally want to give back, don't you? So if you are not given that opportunity, you might not be open to fully receiving the gift that you're offered because you don't feel worthy of it, because you're not giving anything in exchange, which you know and feel is only natural. So not charging or not enough is often related to a fear that you're not good enough at what you do. You simply don't have the confidence to charge because you're afraid that you're not going to be able to help people in a big, important way. So who knows what I'm talking about here? Do you resonate with what I'm saying? Oh my, so many beautiful comments. Therese, the question was, how abundant do you feel right now? Okay, yes, definitely feel bad about charging. That was my belief until not so long ago. Healers cannot give away all the time because In the receiving payment for services, it keeps the cycle of flow complete. If you constantly give, it breaks the flow and leads to draining you or burnout. I really, really agree, Brenda. If we overgive, then we are creating scarcity for ourselves, which is really not good. Good, everyone resonates. Charlize, Hannah. Okay, good. Lovely. So charging for our services in a way that reflects on the value of what we offer is so important because of many reasons. Like we just said, people allow themselves to receive fully from us if they're given the chance to give back to us by paying us. Then charging the full worth of our services is also an affirmation of our self-worth and honoring of the time and energy and intention and love which we put into our work, which I know for all of us heartfelt, soulful women is a hell of a lot. And the third really important reason is that we healers have been given a sacred mission to fulfill here on earth, to serve others through our gifts. And it is simple to understand, is it not, that we cannot hope to serve others to the best of our ability if we don't charge enough money for what we do. Now here's why. First of all, if we don't charge enough, then we have to take on too much work to cover our bills, and then we won't have the time and energy to serve our clients in the best possible way. If we have more money, on the other hand, we can take time off more easily. We can take great care of ourselves first, so that we can then serve our clients from our overflow, having lots of time and energy for them. And that's what they deserve, right? And you'll also find it difficult to let spirit work through you if you don't get enough sleep and rest and off time, if you constantly worry about money. I mean, that doesn't make you a great channel, does it? And here comes the biggest reason of all. If we don't earn enough, we cannot help all the people who would need our help. Why? Because we won't reach them. They won't even know that we exist. It costs a lot of money to become visible to a larger audience. And in the beginning, it is fine and even necessary to find your clients online organically, right? That is without paying for any kind of advertisements. That's what I teach my apprentices, to first find one-on-one clients so that they can gain experience and refine their signature offering and create a great foundation for their business. But at some point, at least for some of us, it's time to go bigger. You know, the world needs more heartfelt, soulful women to step into their power and share their message worldwide. We need more of us in positions of power if we want to change this world for the better on a bigger scale. Guess what? It takes money to do that. So really think about that for a moment. Think about the spiritual guides that you admire, who have a great impact for good in the world. Like, who comes to mind when I say that? I think of Deepak Chopra or Eckhart Tolle or Oprah. They're all incredibly successful business people. And it's good they are, because otherwise they would not have been able to spread their message and wisdom and tools so far out into the world to help millions, right? Think about Mother Teresa. She was an incredible businesswoman, right? She made millions with doing what she did. And, you know, all these people, they were happy to serve and serve many. And in doing so, money follows. It's only natural. Good, so I hope this was clear and makes sense and resonates with you. Any questions so far before we get practical? Yes, Jill, you fear that you won't be able to deliver, but if you do it for free, you have no fear. Yeah, that is a really a problem of self-worth right there, and of not trusting your innate abilities. Now, in the upcoming challenge for aspiring healers, we're going to go a lot deeper with that. So I'm sure I can help you with that. Hanal, you're saying, I used to undersell my services as a massage therapist and I wore myself out. And now I realize that energetic exchange has to be equal. Yeah, it does. And that's good for both. That's good for both ends. I can totally see that. Like in all of my years of offering services at different price points, I can totally see that when I don't charge enough, people don't get the results, no matter how incredible the offering is. It's really like that. It's very interesting. I didn't believe it in the beginning, but it's really the way it is. Rebecca, like you're afraid you will not be able to deliver on command. Okay, I think that you have to change your way of thinking about what healing is, right? Because ideally, if you have the right training, then you just let spirit work through you. So you don't have to deliver anything. You just make yourself available as a channel. Annelie, I feel super abundant on almost all areas except pure money. So instead of receiving money, I get a lot of things for free. Well, that's already a great start, but maybe then we have to work a little bit more on your relationship with money. But also, when I really want something from the heart, like the apprenticeship, money somehow appears for it. Yeah, you're in the apprenticeship and you made that happen for yourself, and that is amazing. So you might already have a better relationship with money than you think. This was me also, you know, I was always aware of the fact that what I really wanted, I was going to make it happen, right? I was going to find a way to make it happen. And I think it's this courage and this strong will that you need, right? If you want to really go for your healing mission and really see it realized and really help many people, then you need this kind of drive to just like, I'm going to make this happen. And I really find that the money always shows up. Like even in the times when I had very little money, when there was really something I was like, wow, this is the next right step for me, I always found the money. Just sometimes I had to get very creative, and that's fine, you know, as long as you're willing to say, this is gonna happen, this is going to happen, you know, and you allow yourself to be open to that, then miracles can happen. Oh, you think of me. Oh, you're so sweet, Charlotte. I love you so much. I mean, the way I see it, like there's almost 2,000 women in the circle right now. My healing mission needs to get a lot bigger. And the women who I really help making, you know, make a huge shift in their lives, who I really help like with amazing results, those are my apprentices. Those are you guys, right? And that's how many of you at the moment? 34, I think, by the latest account. So I want to really be able to serve hundreds of women in this way, in this really profound way. So that's my mission. What are your thoughts on pass it forward when it comes to energetic balance? Can you elaborate on that question, please, Anneli? Good. So Anneli gonna answer that question, definitely. So keep writing. But now let's start to get practical because there's a lot I want to cover in this session. Now we're going to write two separate lists now, okay? One with limiting beliefs around money and one with positive affirmations. And I want you to really be careful to write them down on different pieces of paper. That's very important, right? So let's start with the negative ones, with the common and limiting beliefs around money that most aspiring healers have. So I'm gonna show you the 7 most common ones that I hear all the time. So just listen to them, and if they resonate, only if they resonate. If it's not your limiting belief, you don't need to write it down. But if it resonates, write it down on the first piece of paper. And that's the next step. I'm then gonna show you how to transform them into positive ones. So if you're not yet working as a healer, right, not all of these will be true for you. Many of you here are aspiring healers and you're in the perfect place right here if this is you. But I still invite you to play along with those beliefs of healers who are already working, because I know that some of you also, and just feel yourself into your future when you are working as a healer. So you can already get ahead of those beliefs now so they won't come up for you later. Okay, checking the comments before we start. Okay, no new comments. Good, so let's dive right in. So the first one that I hear all the time is, I can't charge more than whatever, you know, whatever that is for you for my services, or no one will buy. Many healers or aspiring healers who are trying to figure out the business aspect, they have this idea that, for example, they can't charge more than 50 euros or 50 pounds or $50, whatever it might be, right? Or 100 or 1,000, whatever that set point is for you. So if this one is true for you, write that down and feel into that number, what that is for you. I can't charge more than the specific sum that it is for you for my services, or no one will buy. You write that on a first piece of paper, right? And the second one I hear all the time is, I can't afford XYZ, right? The support that you need. I can't afford XYZ. What is that support that you need to take the next step in becoming a powerful healer with a successful business, serving lots of people? What is that next step you feel you can't afford? I can't afford XYZ. It's a phrase that you should never, ever, ever use, because in saying it, you make it true, right? There's so much power in our words. Like, words are spells. But if you feel this is true for you, if this is something that you say at the moment or you think, then please write it down. I can't afford, and write down what you feel that you can't afford. Whatever that is, any kind of support that you feel you would need. So, Anneli, you mean by paid forward, to give healing to someone that might not have the money, but they're willing to do something for free for someone else in need? That is great. I mean, this is something that you can do for some people, obviously, but you can't make it part of your business model, or you will never succeed in making your mission big and helping many people, right? Like, these types of things, I do them very rarely because they keep me from my central mission of helping in the way that I do. It's a very effective way of helping. You know that, right? Because you're in the apprenticeship, you know what I do, you know how much time and energy it takes. So if I have to figure out so many exchanges with people, then I can't focus on my specific healing mission. For somebody else, it might be different, but for most of us, we need money, right? We need money to sustain our businesses, to sustain our personal lives. And that's why these kinds of things, they must be an exception. You could do like a Christmas special, for example, for something like that. Like for a week, you do paid forward work, right? That might be amazing. But I don't recommend you make it into a set part of your business model. Good. The third belief I hear all the time, I can't charge for my services yet because I'm not good enough. I've already heard from some of you that this is what you believe. I can't charge for my services yet because I'm not good enough. Write it down if that rings true on the first piece of paper. And the fourth one is, I can't charge what my services are worth because so many others are offering the same services. Right? Because there's so many other great healers out there. If this is something that you think, write it down. I can't charge what my services are worth because so many others are offering the same services. Because there's so many other healers out there. Because I'm just one of many. Write that down if you believe that. Brenda, you're saying I use those people as scholarships and only allow so many of them over a certain period of time. I do the same thing. Like every time I open the apprenticeship, I have 2 partial scholarships, but they're only a discount. Like I see lots of people who offer like full scholarships, and I don't believe in that because I know that if people are not ready to find the money to invest in themselves by doing that program with me, then they're not really ready for it. Trust me, I've experimented so much with this, and I want to do business in a way that I know is serving people. So I found a price point that works really well, and I have a discount for 2 people every time I open. And yeah, so this is how I do it. So yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can have like a 10% discount for disabled people, for example, if those are if that's part of your ideal client, if those, there might be many of those in your ideal client base, or for retired people, or for single moms, whatever it is, right? So you can definitely work with that, but that doesn't mean you should undercharge for your services as a general rule, right? I hope you can see the difference. Good. Fifth belief I hear a lot is, I don't have enough money. Almost like a mantra. I don't have enough money. I hear that all the time. And mostly people don't even say for whatever, but they just say, I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. So if this is you, if this is how you feel, write it down. And the sixth one that I also hear a lot is, I'm not good with money. I'm not good with money. If this resonates, write it down. And another one, the seventh one that I also hear a lot is, I'm not good at manifesting money. So if this is something you resonate with, write it down on the first piece of paper. And then I want you to feel into which other limiting beliefs around money you have. And share them with us in the comments. I'm sure many of us have the same ones. What are your common limiting beliefs around money? What are the thoughts you have about money that are limiting the beliefs, the feelings? Write it down on your first piece of paper and share it with us in the comments. Charlotte, you're amazing. You're saying that the cost of the apprenticeship, it helps you to prioritize yourself and the apprenticeship and take it and yourself seriously. Exactly. That is what investing in yourself means. And I see that all the time. Like before, when I first started out, I just wanted to help people, right? And although I didn't have any money, I still just wanted to help people, which also really came from a big lack of self-worth and self-love. But I wanted to help, right? So I didn't really charge much at all for my services, sometimes nothing at all. And I was so frustrated with people because I literally gave them the world and I couldn't, like they didn't shift. And I knew what I was doing was absolutely revolutionary. I mean, shamanic yoga, the way it came to me, I knew I was just a channel for it. I knew it was big. I knew it was needed. And somehow these people weren't receiving from me. I was like, why are you not shifting like crazy? And then when I finally invested in my first business coach, she was like, well, you're undercharging. Who are you hoping to attract? I mean, this low price that you're setting, this is what people expect to get when they pay you. They don't expect to get much. And that's why they don't get much, right? And I was so frustrated. I just wanted these big results for the people I worked with. So I raised my prices and immediately people started to get bigger results because just like Charlotte was saying, those were the people who were ready to take themselves seriously and they were actually ready to do something about that problem they had that I helped them solve. And that was just so beautiful to me when I was like, oh wow, finally, finally. And that's so beautiful because then you end up working with the people who are really ready for you and who are serious about changing, because you don't want to end up like offering amazing stuff and then no one comes to the sessions, right? You know how frustrating that is? Then you start to doubt yourself and your gift. And that is very deadly, right? We don't need that. We need people who validate us because they show up, they do what we tell them to do, and then they see amazing results. Good. Ooh, so many amazing comments. I love how active you are in this session. I don't need much money. Oh, I love this one. This is an amazing limiting belief that I also always had, right? Because I'm a minimalist. Like I hate owning too much stuff, right? Even now where I really have much more than enough money, I don't buy many things. I don't like having many objects around me. If you could see this room, it's like a Buddha statue and it's like 100 orchids, but that's it, right? There's nothing else in here. And that the thing is, that is still a limiting belief, right? Because even if you don't need much money for yourself, what about other people that you can help? I mean, I can give so much money to charity right now. I was just looking at all those charities that I want to give to today, and it's just so amazing. I just love what I can do. I can hold this amazing free life challenge every 2 months, for all of you here, and it costs 4,000 euros each time I run it. I have the money to do that now, to help people in this way. So it's just amazing. Yeah, Jill. Okay, so your limiting beliefs are related around leaving your job for your business. I really feel that. I think um, it's good if you still have a 9 to 5 when you're starting to create your healing business. That's great because then you have this secure base and you can start to work on your business already and you can build it. I didn't have that. I was a single mom. I had no financial support and I was starting my business and it was very scary. So for everyone who still has a job, I recommend you keep it for as long as you can while you build your business, definitely. But also definitely get a business coach who helps you to really build your business. Otherwise, you'll just struggle and it will take forever. I'm not worthy of money. Very good. These are amazing limiting beliefs. Write them all down. We need clarity on this. Clarity is always the first step in any transformational process. I don't want to be rich. Ooh, I love that one. Very limiting. So yeah, I'm scared of the possibilities of money. I feel you so much. I think that some of us are really scared, right? That we're gonna become superficial people or something when we have money. But the beautiful thing is when you are a mature person, when you have this foundation of caring for people, caring for the planet, then money will only enhance that. Money is just an enhancer, right? So if you're already a person who doesn't care, money will, if you have money on top of that, then you'll care even less and you'll do stuff that's going to hurt other people. But if you already care, then money is going to help you, care, not care more, but actually do something, actually come into action and help people. Okay, good. Okay, amazing. So let's all write that down on the first piece of paper. And now let's dive into the positive beliefs to replace them with so that you and your mission are fully supported financially. So the first limiting belief that we had, I can't charge more than XYZ for my services or no one will buy. Now, that is really not true. Like I told you before, when I was charging less, right? I was getting less people signed up and they were getting lesser results. Now, my best-selling offers now, they're the most expensive ones, okay? The apprenticeship and my one-on-one business coaching, they're my best-selling offers. Because if people want big results, they're willing to pay the value of that result, right? So as long as you can provide an amazing solution to a specific problem, then you won't find trouble finding people to buy from you. So obviously, if you haven't trained as a healer yet, if you're not starting your business yet, then don't let this question bother you right now because you're still in the process of finding that amazing solution to a specific problem, right? So you don't have to have that now. Don't let that stress you out. Now, if this is a belief that you have, then now on the second piece of paper, write down the positive affirmation. My ideal clients are happy to pay good money in return for my invaluable services. My ideal clients are happy to pay good money in return for my invaluable services. Or you could also write, I can charge high ticket confidently because I offer an amazing solution to a real problem. Good. Now, you wrote that down on the second piece of paper, right? Good. The next negative belief that we had, I can't afford XYZ, the support that you need. Let's create a positive affirmation from that. Now, this one is the one that I wish I could shake out of people's heads. Just like I'd love to go back to the past and shake it out of my own head. Because, for years I thought I couldn't afford business coaching and I had to struggle on by myself. And that's just what I got out of it. A lot of struggle and no money to show for it. And my business finally became profitable when I started to work with business coaches. Now, I had to borrow money to do that. And it wasn't amazing. I didn't like the feeling of doing that. But I can tell you, would have done it a lot sooner if I'd known how much easier things were going to get once I had someone in my corner who had walked that path before me and was able to show me what really worked and what doesn't. Now, I still feel really guilty for missing out so much, missing out on so much of the first 2 years in my son's life because I was constantly working and most of what I did was completely fruitless. That made me feel so guilty. And the crazy thing is that, not getting the support that I needed ended up being so much more expensive than investing in a coach from the start. I mean, just think of all those years of working hard without earning. I mean, how much money could I have made during that time if I had had help? Much more than it would have cost me, right? I bought so many DIY courses as well during that time because I thought that I could learn and implement myself, but it just didn't work. Every one of them was showing me one piece, and then I painstakingly tried to fit them all together, and they just didn't, right? They were different pieces of a different puzzle. I needed someone who actually knew what works for healers and who was there in person to see what I was doing and to tell me when I was going in the wrong direction. There's really so many pieces that need to work neatly together in a business. And if one of them doesn't fit, then the whole thing falls apart, and it's not something that you can figure out as you go. It just isn't. Or you can probably, but then it will take you 10 years and a lot of money, time, energy, and nerves. Now, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So if you think that you can't afford the support you need, whatever it is, if it's business coaching, training, whatever it is for you, a nanny, like a housekeeper, think again, right? What you can't afford is not to get the support that you need. So write that down on the second piece of paper, on the positive affirmation piece of paper. I can't afford to not get the support I need. Or more simply put, I can afford the support I need. Or I deserve support and I'm ready to invest in myself, my mission, and my future. Whatever resonates most with you. Big smile here, says Hannah. Good, love it when I can make people smile. Okay, so I can afford the support I need. I deserve support. I'm ready to invest in myself, my mission, and my future. The third limiting belief was I can't charge for my services yet because I'm not good enough. Now, if that is really true and people aren't seeing great results from working with you, then the problem is that you're either working with the wrong people or you're not charging enough or that you need more training, right? But it might also just be a limiting belief that you have. And if it is, let's see right through it and transform it into I can charge whatever I want for my services because I'm amazing at what I do. So write that new positive affirmation down in the positive affirmation list. I can charge whatever I want for my services because I am amazing at what I do. And the beautiful thing is, the more you affirm that to yourself, the more amazing you get at what you do. The next one was I can't charge for what my services are worth because so many others are offering the same services. Now, if that is really true love, then you need to get more clarity on your calling. You are a unique soul with a unique gift, and what you offer should reflect on that. And if it does, you will have zero competition. Nobody is going to offer what you offer. Okay, I absolutely know that what I offer, nobody else offers. Nobody else in the world offers a combination of shamanic training with business coaching and combines it with, your own healing journey. And it's even in a beautiful pampering way because you get to experience those amazing yoga practices that I weave into everything and that make it easier for you to learn step by step and not get overwhelmed and get ahead fast and feel amazing. Nobody offers that, right? People either offer shamanic training or they offer business coaching or they offer to help you get ahead on your healing journey. I've never seen the three come together, right? And it's the same for you. You're going to bring something specific to the table that nobody else does. And if you haven't trained yet as a healer, or you haven't had enough training yet, obviously it can be difficult to see that yet, but you will. You will. Good. So let's transform that belief. Write it down on the second piece of paper. I confidently charge what my services are worth, knowing that I'm the only one who can offer this transformation to my clients. I confidently charge what my services are worth, knowing that I'm the only one who can offer this transformation to my clients. Good. And the fifth limiting belief was, I don't have enough money. And like I said, this just seems to be this general negative mantra that runs through our nervous systems without us even stopping to ask ourselves, wait a minute, enough money for what exactly? Often we have lots of fears and worries about money and that there won't be enough of it. And those are always fears and worries about the future. So, it's really good to come back to the present moment and realize that right here, right now, you have everything that you need. And you always had everything that you needed. Otherwise, you wouldn't be sitting here right now, right? You might have struggled, but it was still enough. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So please let that sink in for a moment. You've always had enough. You have enough now, and you always will have enough money, okay? So write it down in the positive affirmations list. I have all the money I need and more, and always will. I have all the money I need and more, and always will. Or you could also write, I'm always fully supported by the energy of money. Jill, you're saying you have the opposite problem as a death doula. Not many people are doing it, so people don't know what it is. That's not actually a problem. That's an asset. You just have to educate your people. You have to gather your tribe of people who need your services. And then you have to educate them on what you do and how needed it is. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I think I can guess. And it sounds like something that is very, very, very needed. Right? So it's all about, finding out how you can connect to those who need your services. Good. So then the other limiting belief we had was, I'm not good with money. Now, what people mostly mean by that is that they don't spend money on the right things. I know so many people who are like, oh, I don't have enough money for this or for that. And then they go and they buy so many clothes that they don't actually need, or they have a latte every day and these kinds of luxuries that are actually not at all contributing to their highest good, right? So if you believe about yourself that you're not good with money, then you're not going to be good with money, if that's your belief, right? So let's shift. Let's write the new belief down on the second sheet of paper. You could write different things, like, for example, I invest in myself, my mission, and my future wisely. I invest in myself, my mission, and my future wisely. Or, money flows freely through me. I spend it without hesitation when it's for my highest good, and I save it when that is the wiser choice. It's really up to you. You can be creative at what words feel right. And the last belief we had was, I'm not good at manifesting money. Now, what people mean by that is that money doesn't tend to fall in their laps. And that's obvious, right? So we need to do something. We need to take actions and get active. We want to receive more money, right? And the key is to take the right actions, the right decisions followed by the right actions. And how do you know which ones those are? Which ones are right? Which decisions and actions? Well, you feel it. Science can now prove that we take better decisions when our emotions are involved. So if you let your heart come into this, if you follow what feels good, what feels right, what excites you, then you're always gonna end up making wise decisions on how you spend your money that are gonna end up making you money. And yes, manifesting money, making money, it also involves spending money, investing. I see so many people who are so scared of spending money, but it's a flow. Money is supposed to flow through you. So if you don't spend it, it's also not going to come to you, right? So every business owner knows that we can't receive money if we don't invest in ourselves, in our mission first. Every time I invest in my business, I make a jump in my income. And yes, that feels scary sometimes, of course. There's lots of people now who depend on me financially. That is very scary. But fear can turn quickly into excitement when we dare to believe in ourselves and that we are worth investing in and that our future is abundant if we take the right action now. Okay, so write it down on the second piece of paper. I'm amazing at manifesting money because I always take aligned action on the inspiration I receive. I am amazing at manifesting money because I always take aligned action on the inspiration I receive. Or, the money I spend is an investment in myself and my mission and my future and will come back to me manifold. Another one I love is, money comes to me every day in every way. Good, now what other positive beliefs do you need around money to feel fully supported? Share them with us in the comments. Now, what I heard before was like, I don't feel worthy of money. So you could write down on the second piece of paper something like, I am worth all the money in the world. That's a really nice one. Or I am abundance, right? Because you are. We also carry around negative beliefs around money itself, as if money were bad. And I think this comes from the fact that there are lots of people who do bad things with money, right? But it doesn't make money bad, it makes the people bad, okay? So some more supportive beliefs that you can write down on a second piece of paper might be, money is an energy that supports me. Or money is the source of so much good in the world. Or money is always there to help you take the next right step. Or one that I love is, I love money and money loves me. I made a song out of that like 2 years ago, and my son and I kept singing it together, which is very funny. He was 2 at the time. It was hilarious. I love money and money loves me. To remember how that song went. It's very funny though. I always make up songs. Good. Now before we start the full moon fire release, let me check your comments one last time. Okay, so many beautiful comments. But it is almost time to end the session, and I want to go too much over time. So let's start with our beautiful ritual. Now I want you to take the list with the negative beliefs into your hands and close your eyes again for a moment. And just feel into those negative beliefs. What can you feel? Can you feel the heaviness of those beliefs? Now it's time to say goodbye to everything that limits your capacity to receive more money. Make a conscious decision now to turn over a new leaf and to create an abundant relationship with money. And now open your eyes and burn that piece of paper. And as you watch it burn, Feel how all your attachment to scarcity is transformed into a willingness to step into abundance fully. Now, how does that feel? Are you relieved? Do you feel happy? Do you feel more abundant already? And check in with yourself again. How abundant do you feel now on a scale from 1 to 10? And then share it with us in the comments. And let me know how it felt to watch that paper burn and to decide that your life is going to be more abundant from now on. That has offered great clarity, says Deborah. I'm happy to hear that. Heavy, uncertainty, and now lighter. That's great, Herlise. Inspired, says Rebecca. I love hearing that. Brenda is now at a 9. That is amazing. Who else wants to share their score? 9.5, says Deborah. I love it. Wow, you were what? At a 4 before? That's amazing. Hannah says 7. I'm feeling rich, says Therese. I love that. That is amazing. I'm so happy. Now, I want to show you how you can follow up on this amazing shift to keep shifting and score higher and higher with a short and sweet daily practice, okay? So obviously, eliminating negative thoughts and beliefs around money or anything else and transforming them into positive ones is a long-term game. So I invite you to not self-sabotage now, right, after this great start that you made in shifting your money mindset, but instead to keep shifting, to keep up leveling. And a really easy way to do that is to put the list of the positive affirmations that we've now created and put it onto your bathroom mirror so that twice a day in the mornings and evenings you can read through them. And I promise the more you do that, the more they will become true for you, the more you will be able to feel them to be true, and the more money will flow into your life. And I really invite you to do that for at least a week and share with us in our circle how that feels. Do it at least until our challenge for aspiring healers starts, because a positive money mindset is one of the keys when it comes to becoming a powerful, successful healer who serves many people in profound ways. Okay? Now, before we end this session, I want to remind you that I have an amazing Christmas present special running right now. So if you want to go even deeper, if you want to do something not only to shift your money mindset, but your core energy around money, then I have a special treat for you. My 7-week course, Shamanic Chakra Healing for Abundance, is an amazing, really delightful way to increase your financial flow. Whether you already work as a healer or you're still in your 9 to 5 or you don't work at all at the moment, right? Because the truth is that money can come to us from everywhere, right? If we're only open to it. And whether we are open to it or not depends a lot on our energy centers, on the chakras. And when you heal and clear and balance each chakra, you make a lot of space to welcome more abundance into your life. Now, all the content in this course is pre-recorded for you, so you can do it at your convenience. And for each chakra, there's an assessment session and a shamanic healing session. Those take 30 minutes each. So you need twice a week, you need 30 minutes. And then you have a short and sweet daily practice for each chakra and a prosperity prompt. And for those, you will only need 10 to 15 minutes a day. Okay? This is an amazing offer that I have right now that's only available until tomorrow, that if you buy the course, you get to give the course to another woman at no extra cost, which means that you have an amazing Christmas gift for your mother or daughter or sister or friend right there. So you can check out the details. You have the link in the description. I'm also going to pop it into the comments here for you. So if you buy this course until tomorrow, you get to gift it to someone for free. Good. Thank you so much for being here with me. It was an absolute pleasure. I hope this was super helpful to you. And if you are watching this on the replay, you have questions coming up, please just pop them into the comments. I'm going to follow up with you there and then. And please tag me. Because I get so many comments on most of my lives that Facebook doesn't actually direct me to the comments. So if you tag me, I will be directed to them, and then I'm going to be happy to be there for you. Right, that is an amazing offer, right, Annelie? I'm really happy about this one because it's just great. Because the most amazing Christmas gifts are those when we can really give transformation to someone, and when we can do it together, right? That's the most amazing gift that you can give to someone that you love is time spent together. And with this offer, you can do both, as well as up-level your financial flow. Thank you for being here, lovelies. I look forward to seeing you here again very soon, next Saturday. At 5 p.m. I will be in the middle of a shamanic constellation, which is why you're going to get the next treat delivered to you by one of my amazing assistants. I think Hanal or Barbie, one of the two is gonna run a watch party for you of a really, really amazing session that I held not so long ago, which is called the 10 Sure Signs That You Are Experiencing a Shamanic Calling. It's the day before our challenge starts, so you won't want to miss that. 5 p.m. CET. Right here is going to be the watch party. And then I really look forward to seeing you back here live again on Sunday, the 6th of December, where we're going to kick off the challenge. So looking forward to it. Lots and lots of love to all of you for now. Mwah.